What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. SAYLESSTRENT tapping in with y'all one-on-one. How you doing, bro? If you don't know me already, my name is SAYLESSTRENT. I started my brand back in 2020, Sayless Lifestyle LLC, and we scaled to over $300,000 in a year, upwards to $50,000 in a month before, over 500K on TikTok, close to 70K on Instagram. I'm here today to talk about business funding and business credit because I constantly get asked about it regarding getting more capital for your business, and I love to talk about it. Now, I'm not a full, extreme expert in this, but I'm also, a pro. I could be a pro, what I'm saying, when it comes to this business funding and business credit. And I've done it myself. I've gotten over $100,000 in business funding with my brand Sayless Lifestyle LLC. I've gotten over $10,000 in business funding with my consulting agency. With scaling my business and bettering my credit score and doing that things and being in entrepreneurship, living off my business since February of 2022, being in entrepreneurship since 2019, about 6-7 years now. As a 6-figure entrepreneur, I can say, that I'm credible to be discussing this topic. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do give one-on-one in-depth help, even through YouTube videos, on these tips that we'll go over. I have different videos regarding ads, regarding influencers, content, social media growth. So if you want to know more regarding business growth and social media and maybe even getting your monetized account on YouTube, clothing brand, entrepreneurship in general, subscribe down below. That's much appreciated. I appreciate you and thank you for your support. All the hate comments, whatever the situation may be, you just have a negative mentality. You may see the glass half empty, and I see it half full. So with that being said, lock in with me below if you need that one-on-one in-depth help, and I'll give you more info. Let's go. So to go straight into the business funding and the business credit, I've worked with over 400 clients in the past 2 years, and I've helped them grow their businesses without using their personal money. Now, what I mean by that is use other people's money, OPM. That means use other people's money. The bank already has the $10,000, $20,000. Why are you looking silly trying to save $10,000 or $20,000 when you can better your credit or get an LLC, get a business bank account, and actually do it the right way and get business funding, business credit cards through Chase, KeyBank, Wells Fargo, Truist, things of that sort. Business credit cards if you have over a 700 credit score, but credit score is not the only thing you should be looking at. When you go on Credit Karma, you should be clicking your score and scrolling down to the credit card credit factors. They're going to tell you your hard inquiries, your total accounts, your credit card usage, your payment history. Things of that sort is going to tell you, and that's very important when it comes to building up your credit, right? Your credit mix, things of that sort. And, I have clients who come to me with a 700 credit score with no history. And you can't do much with that. You need to build up your total accounts. So if you're a person just starting out in credit, you need to build up total accounts and more positive accounts on your credit, because there's 2 ways to get business funding. Listen, it's 1 based upon your cash flow in your business. At number 2, you can also get it based upon business credit. 90 days of business bank statements with over at least $3,000 to $5,000 in and out the account in deposits and withdrawals in and out the account. They have to see the activity, the business, the sales growing. And a great business funding to start off with, if I was a brand new clothing brand owner, would be Shopify Capital. They give you funding based upon your sales in your business, and they only charge you to pay it back 10 to 25% of your daily sales. If you don't make any sales that day, you do not have to pay the loan back. And it's very, very low interest. They give you $1,000 up front. You build a relationship, get your foot in the door, and you can ultimately get $5,000 after that, as long as you don't let any payments decline and your sales are constantly on the uprise. It's very important if you're doing any in-person sales, you're downloading Shopify POS. Shopify POS is going to allow you to either get a card reader, put any cash sales in if you're selling in person, any pop-up shops, which I strongly encourage for you to do pop-up shops, and always sell in person, be hand-to-hand combat, handing out business cards with your SMS list on it, and things of that sort, which will be very beneficial into growing your business. So, word of mouth is still powerful, even though online overpowers it. Word of mouth is still powerful. So the business funding and the business credit, with your personal credit score, you need history. So some apps that I would recommend downloading if I was just to start off with my credit score would be Self. Self Credit, which is a blue app. And you're practically putting away $25 to $50 in an account, and it's paying you back out after 2 years. If you make the payment on time every single month, it's going to better your credit score, and it's going to report to your credit that you have a loan that you are constantly paying off. Another way is Kickoff, Kikoff. It's a great credit building app. You don't want to download too many of these in a short period of time. You build up the credit age and the history, because you know, the person who waits and the person who has patience and perseverance and persistence is the one who makes it with their clothing brand. I see too many clothing brand owners giving up before they hit their big breakthrough, right? If I would have given up back in 2021 when my brand made it financially in February of 2022, mind you, up until that point we're spending money, losing money, going through failures. I've thought so many times to quit, right? But I had my business partner, Sayless Ed, keeping me persistent. If I didn't have him, I would have probably got a mentor or somebody I can trust in that industry that can teach me the way. And we figured out that if we did a pop-up shop every single day, we wouldn't be in this location or situation anymore financially, which we did. And that first month, I took my last $2,800 and I invested into the kiosk and made $9,000 in revenue for my brand that month. And we did $7,000 online. So with that being said, that was $16,000 in a month. And that ultimately allowed us for 2 years straight to not see a month under that. Now I've used my clothing brand as a stepping stone to become a 6-7 figure entrepreneur and bring in consistent income over $10,000 to $20,000 per month personally. So as far as that goes, constantly strengthening my weaknesses and looking to be the best version of myself. And that's all you can do at the end of the day as an entrepreneur. It's a constant battle. It's you versus you. It's nobody stopping you. You are your own worst enemy. So you have to be very confident, very intentional for what you want to do, and very positive in those times that are going to be negative where you're not seeing those results. Stop being always determined by the results that you get. The results are only the visible outshowing of the work you've put in. The results take time to show in a clothing brand, especially when there's a million clothing brands out here. If you're doing stuff and you have a game plan and you have a strategic plan and you're doing stuff and marketed the right way, it's very easy to blow up. Don't get me wrong. But it's a lot of clothing brand owners where if you don't have the right game plan, you're going to just be blending in. So that's what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot of game that I give on these YouTube channels, so subscribe down below. I'm telling you, this free game is worth thousands. I've been in the industry now for 5-6 years, and if you want to learn one-on-one from me, I provide one-on-one in-depth mentorship, business partnership. Just hit me up on Instagram at SAYLESSTRENT and my email in the description. So we're not talking about business credit. If you want to learn about that, I'll make another video, but I'm talking about business funding based upon cash flow, because that's what I got. I've got over 100K in business funding based upon cash flow in my business, and 90 days of business bank statements with over $3,000 to $5,000 in and out the account. So you need as much money going in and out the account as possible. Shopify sales, in-person sales, and things of that sort. Now, for the business, the personal side, getting business funding on the personal side, you have to have over a 700 credit score. With any hard inquiries or negative remarks on your credit, just let me know. I'm not a financial advisor once again, but I do give you tips on what I've used to help me and my clients. So with the business funding based upon personal credit, you need to have a good history, at least 10 plus accounts. Like I said, self, Kickoff, 4 or 5 of your own credit cards that you've gotten over the span of 2-3 years. And even more than that, they want to see you have a lot of credit age on your credit. If you have a grandparent or a mom or dad that has really good credit, ask them, hey, can I be an authorized user on your credit card? I won't use the card at all. They're just being an authorized user. Your name is just being put on it. You're getting that positive information that they have that's boosting their score on your score, which is going to boost the credit age and all of that. So ultimately, if you have a good amount of credit age, low hard inquiries, over a 700 credit score, the history on the accounts, payment history is 100%. You can get funding from companies like KeyBank, Chase, Wells Fargo. You can walk in there and say, let me get a business credit card based upon my personal credit. If you want to learn how to do this step-by-step one-on-one, just direct message me on Instagram at SAYLESSTRENT, and I'll get with you on that free consultation call, and we'll go full in depth on how I can turn your weaknesses into strengths, and we'll go full in depth on that. 2 to 3 phone calls per week, full in depth help. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. I'll give you all the next video on maybe some Facebook ads and organic marketing on how you can use that business funding and business credit that you get to ultimately grow your business. If you guys want to know more in depth, like I said, just direct message me below at SAYLESSTRENT. Comment down below, subscribe, tap in, man. Show love, show support. Appreciate you, and we out of here.